I think that
it's
should be
live
going
now.
live now.
It is. It's got live in the top corner.
Is that live? Yeah.
Yeah. We got it.
Right. There's nobody there yet, so there is literally nobody. No point in even starting with an intro yet. As soon as somebody joins, I'll do like a little intro. But it's not even live on my TV yet.
Oh, really?
Now it's going live on the TV. But yeah, have you caught up with all the transfers this evening? Like, have we made any?
Iowa brought some kid on a free. Rodrigo Sonic. Young lad.
Oh, here we go.
21, I think he is.
I might as well do like a little intro. This is completely like unannounced live stream. We had no idea we were going to do it until this evening. So yeah, it's Blunt Head Talks. There's nobody there right now, so I'm talking to nobody. But if somebody watches it back, then yeah, Blunt Head Talks.
No.
On the stream, we've got Sean from Feuds. You might know him. He's the lad that started the petition for the takeover a few months back and set the whole government on fire for a while. And the whole country, was mad about it. Literally, Newcastle, non-Newcastle fans messaging me going, "You seen this petition that's going around?" It's like, yeah, mate, we're fucking smashing it. So yeah, anyway, that's Sean from Feuds. His link is in the description. So if you go and click that and go and follow his channel, it's a great channel. Tell them about your channel. Tell them a little bit about it.
Yeah. So, the channel was born because I wanted to bring fans together, especially like with the COVID times as well, where fans from our teams can come and just watch the match. We've only made 2 so far, but it seems to be going all right. I'm excited to see where it goes. Like, hopefully we'll have a couple of meltdowns on it over the next couple of weeks. It's a shame I didn't do the Liverpool game.
They want to go on. Give it a shot, man.
What, sorry?
So if you want to appear show, like, get in there, man. Like, it's a great show. I'm trying to find all the fans at the minute that just love to banter. Like, it's pointless to just
that's all it is.
Say nothing. They want to see banter. I want to see some full-scale wars break out on that channel like over this season. That's what I want to see. And coming up as well, I'm just keeping my eye on the stream. We've also got Dom from number 9. I'm not sure if he's here or not. Not here yet, but we are going to have Dom from number 9. He's going to be on the live stream as well. So yeah, like basically this one's about all the stuff that's been going on over this weekend. We've got the transfers or non-transfers. We've had lad come in today. He's gone into the under-23s apparently. I don't know if you've seen out of him. Like, have you seen out of the lad? I've not watched any.
No. I only saw that kid being like announced like the day like the free transfer. I haven't actually been picked. I haven't been like watching it. Like I've saw like I'm just watching who other teams sign and all mainly. Like I can't believe Villa got a block. Like I'm a bit upset with that. Like, whatever.
I think everyone got all the business done quite early. Like Steve Bruce especially. He was saying we've got everything. He was basically telling us like, don't expect anything exciting. But he's fucked up in my opinion, man. We need to fill those places. We've got so many gaps in the team. Like on midfield, any injury right now, like in any position, and we're screwed. Like we're screwed. He's saying like the fans, they seem to be saying, oh, you know, we're doing all right in the table. We're doing all right in the cup. Like statistically, it's not those years. He's shot.
No, he's notorious for injuries as well, isn't he? Bruce, they're gonna come. The injuries are gonna come.
I think there's something wrong with your microphone.
I've just took it out, mate. Is that better?
Yeah, it went a bit back.
But
statistically, it's awful. I think his win record over 20 years is 38%. You know, and 2 of those terms were like 2 seasons with Brum. Like he won promotion. He had like the biggest transfer kitty in the league. Like nobody could like touch him at that point, and he still went and flopped it afterwards. You know, he's 38% is not a great win record for a club manager. Not one that wants to be winning things. He's happy for mid-table. So yeah, would you sack him now? And like who could we bring in if we did?
No, I'm really pleased with Callum Wilson. Like, I think Callum Wilson's gonna keep out the bottom three of the season. Him and like Maxi.
Yeah, Wilson. Number one side, Wilson. But what about everybody else? Like we brought along. Obviously, Wilson's smashing it at the minute, but what about everybody else?
That Jamal Lewis is meant to be the unreal. I mean, he's done well. Like, I've never been a massive fan of like Dummett and that, so I think we've always needed a left back. I've said for a while. Keen to see how he gets on. Like, I think he'll be good. Seems eager.
We just need an international break. They finish and we can get on with it. I think this like international break in the middle of it, it's been a bit of a. It's good for people like AS. Obviously, he's got time now to recover, and Dubravka. But at the same time, I think it just. Oh no, I think that's Dom. Yeah, I think at the same time, like it just kind of slows the season down.
No, well, it's this weekend's international break, isn't it?
Right, let me start. Right, I'm trying. Is he there? Yeah.
He says he's back. Like, should be in the air. Should be backstage, mate.
Got him on the thing. Yeah, I've got him on the thing. Yeah, anyone is watching this, it's the first time I've used the software, so I'm just getting used to it. Being an absolute dickhead.
If you click on guests, he should be there. Just start the stream.
Who's that? David Waller. United fans think they've spotted a takeover. Oh yeah, that's that thing he's on about. One sec. Let me just get Dom in here. Right, is he in? There we go.
Oh, there we go. I'm back.
Have we got him? Is he in?
No, not yet.
Should be in now. For fuck's sake. Yeah, anybody that's watching this, man, like, once again, I apologise. This is an absolute flop. I can see him. I've added him like 3 times.
Oh, there he is. He's back. He's in now, aye.
We're all in. I'm here, Ted. You all right?
Teddy's in, mate.
Is he there?
Yeah, I mean, are you actually on the streams? Like, are you?
Yeah,
He is,
I'm on
aye.
the stream, mate. Yeah.
Oh, it's trying to remove me from the stream now. Oh, you're there. You are there, mate. Do you know
Yeah,
what?
I'm here.
Like, I'm nearly 40 years old, and technology-wise, not too good. I've just been clicking a button trying to add you into the stream, and you're all, how long have you been there?
Oh, probably about 30, 40 seconds.
I couldn't literally see it. Wow. My apologies, man. Anybody that's watching that, yeah, that's my fault, man. I think we've got David Waller in there. He says, United fans think they've spotted a takeover hint from Nick DeMarco. That was like one of the reasons that I started the stream this evening. It does look to me like slightly suspicious, like he is dropping hints. But at the same time, that could just be a gift from Mike Ashley. You know, he could just be playing games like, what do you guys think?
I just trying to get the. I don't know. It's a funny one. I think people are probably looking at it a little bit too much, if I'm honest. But I don't know. It's the brown ale one that gets me. Like brown ale, for me, brown ales are like an acquired taste. And for me, I have 2 brown ales sitting there, like, and obviously the bread. Like when I look at it,
he's just got that, is it?
No. Personally, anyway.
Yeah, I think that, you know, we've gotten the best of the best here, and they don't pick up the jobs that is a lost cause. They're always going to be on it. They're always, this guy is the best, and he did tweet out to say, well, it wasn't him. It was Blackstone Chambers that tweeted out to say, we are in the top 10 of the legal world. So you don't pick up these cases if you think you're going to lose. And I think there's still another. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, there's still.
Yeah, you
there's
still
another chapter there. Yeah, you'll find that. It's all right. Yeah, there's still another chapter to this, and that's the end.
What was that, mate?
Sorry, was that to me?
I can't hear the words. All I can hear is music.
Can you? Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Sound like,
so that
sound like the echo was. Yeah, the guy is like, he's the best of the best. But I don't think he's that stupid to put that picture online by accident. I think he's fully done that on purpose.
No.
It's just whether or not he's done that to wind up the fans or whether he actually knows something. Like, would he be able to announce something like that? Like, I don't know.
I know the whole saga's been like that, though, hasn't it? Like the never gonna give you up video, like that. It's been like things like that all the way through.
Yeah,
I guess it's all they can really do, though, isn't it?
No.
Legally, they can't really say a lot about it, so that's the only way they can communicate. But it's a little bit naughty, really, though, because it gets the fans talking, and if it does turn out to be nothing, then it's got a lot of people's hopes up for a non-genuine reason.
Yeah. But like I said before,
I don't know what to make of it. What I was saying earlier, I don't want people to get their hopes too high because it could just turn out to be nothing once again. I've fallen for it so many times during this whole period. Even the Maurice, when I first heard Maurice pop up, and it was like, oh, we've got another saviour here, someone else is coming in. Turned out to be a load of shit. And then was it the Malaysian that, and it was nothing again.
Henry Maurice was just a ghost. We've not heard anything since.
And a distraction one.
You look into it, he's wanted by the FBI and also. He's got all kinds of dodgy court cases coming up.
His mate was done for fraud, wasn't he? Someone close to Ashley. Yeah. And no. That was a no-go from the start.
But he would have just passed it straight away. Nothing to do with piracy.
Yeah, it was a no-go.
There's often honest, man.
Yeah.
That's annoying. But I don't know. Like the whole thing now, it's just getting a bit it's getting a bit tiring, the whole takeover. Like I get bored of it. I say I'm not going to report on it. And then people like that, they go and put things up online and it just gets everyone talking. I don't want to be that guy that gets everyone's hopes up.
No, it's
I'd rather people just kind of forgot about it for a while, and if it happens, it happens.
I did it the whole thing during the Saudi. I always kept tweeting, money talks. This is going to happen. Money talks. The Saudis are not going to walk away from this. The Saudi people have so much pride in their own country and so much pride in their government. Why were they walking away from this whole deal with the tail between the legs, which is what it seemed? They walked away from this deal with the tail between the legs. Why? You've got to look at the outside influence of Qatar. Now, are they really going to put the tail between the legs for Qatar? No, they're not. And the way I see it is, you're going to have the two sides of the coin. It's either going to go through and they're going to go hurrah, and you're going to have Amanda Staveley, Bin Salman, and everyone on the field with the scarf above their head, for the photo op. Or it's just going to come out in the media and say, well, we've tried our best. There's nothing we could do. But I think that there's a lot to do with the Premier League and what has been going on with vis-a-vis Barclays, who had a bailout from Qatar, from the guy from PSG.
Yeah.
And he bailed them out. Now you've got Amanda Staveley, who's fighting a case for or against Barclays, and it all ties up, doesn't it? Really,
you couldn't make it up, could you?
No.
The whole thing's it's just like a circus. Like, the media have been loving it. To be honest, like, this whole takeover thing, although it's been stressful, it kind of got me through the whole lockdown period, man. I don't know what I would have done without all that takeover business. Like, it gave me something to do every day. Waking up, going straight on Twitter. All right, what's happened? Straight on Google. Word. That was my days for like so long. I miss it.
Yeah, I just spent days just scrolling on Twitter, like, and it was one of them things where, like, I told myself, like, I'm not gonna get roped back in, like, I'm done with it now, like, I'm too tired, and then something drops, and then you're straight back into it, and I get roped in every single time. And, like, to be fair, I didn't with that Maurice or the Ben Nova group or whatever it's called, because I was being greedy. I was thinking, I want the Saudi money. I want the 300 billion. However.
But a lot of people said that.
Like, when you said that then. Oh, yeah. Sorry, go on.
No, carry on. It's your show.
I was just going to say, like, when you mentioned, like, you wanted that Saudi money, to look at things on the other side, the things that Newcastle fans don't really discuss.
Yeah.
Is like, do you feel any way about that money? Like, is there anything deep inside of you that thinks, you know what, maybe that money is a little bit tainted, and maybe the other fans are right and they're not just bitter, or do you just think they are just being bitter?
Nah, I think if it was any other club,
to be honest,
they would jump on it.
Good question.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, jealousy.
I had people on Twitter saying to me, do you want this takeover to go through because of it's getting rid of Ashley, or do you want this to go through the fact that you're looking at 260 billion maybe investment? I says, well, it wouldn't be 260 billion investment from the start, because that would wipe them out. If that was the case, then that would wipe Saudi out, or the PIF out. So where we look at it as being a more investment, because you've got Staveley there, who has been there from the start. I mean, someone said it's 2 years in the making. It's from 2017, wasn't it? Staveley tried to take over to now. And then you've got the Rubens on top, who own the race course in Newcastle as well. So you've only got to take this as investment into the community. Yeah, sorry, crackling. Investment in the community and investment into the squad. But they said, well, from Staley, we're looking at giving 250 million.
Yeah.
250 million into the squad over 3 years. Now, that's close to what we're getting at the moment. But, you know, you look at, you'd have the Rubens there, you've had PF there. Would there have been more investment than what they were giving out? And in fact, when City's owners took over, the Premier League turned and says, well, we'll let you take over, but there's caveats to say that you can't win the league in the first year and you can't go out there guns blazing. You can't spend 6 billion on players. You just can't do it. So it took them a while, and that's the reason why it took City for so long. I think the way the Saudis saw it was, we're going to spend so much on the squad and win the league in the first year. It was never going to happen. And we as Newcastle fans, we know that was never going to happen. If you dig deep in your heart, it was never going to happen in a million years. I mean, the Premier League looked after the top six.
The talk of Messi,
and that's it.
Came out that day.
Yeah.
I've got a question for you. Like, do you reckon that, like, I was thinking about this the other day. Obviously, Emmanuel Staveley helped the City takeover. Like, I reckon that the Rubens, obviously, they've got real estate in Newcastle, and Emmanuel Staveley's took like a cut opposed to like a payment for helping broker the deal. Do you reckon them two are just along for the ride? They've got enough of a cut, so if Saudi invest over like an X amount of years, get the squad to like Europe, their shares that they have got for like 30 million, it'd be worth like double or treble. It's a massive investment. They're along for the ride, aren't they? No, that's what it looks like from the outside in.
I think you're right. Like, I think in that sense you're right. Like, obviously they're in it for the money and that, but I think they've got, like, I think the heart's involved as well, because, you know, the roller coaster that it's been, like anybody else in the right mind that could make money in other places, I think they would have just buggered off a while ago. You know, like with the PIF, like Don mentioned a minute ago, and he says, you know, about the Qataris, you know, they're not going to allow them to get one up on them, so they've got that invested. But yeah, I think with the Rubens and I think with Staveley, I think they genuinely love the club. I think they genuinely do. I'm not sure what the connection is. I think if somebody is married to, is one of the Rubens married to somebody, or I can't remember what the connection was, but there's definitely like love there for the club. I think
they've got
Staveley. I wasn't sure
on the race course now.
She had that look about when she first came kind of look, and you know, is she there for the club genuinely, or she just tried to make a few quid off the back of it? But yeah, I think the fact that she's still there now, I think means that she's, you know, she loves the club and it's not just the money.
Yeah, I suppose it's been stressful on that
way.
Yeah, if you look at the Rubens, I mean, if you look at the Rubens, they own the Newcastle racecourse, but it's not just the racecourse; they do actually own other buildings. Other businesses around Newcastle. So they are quite entwined with Newcastle and its people. So, you know, you've always got to put your heart into the people who actually give you money in the end. So, you know, it's kind of them giving back but taking even more. You know, I'm not going to be, you know, the blinker-eyed. You know, if you give more into Newcastle, the people will love you and they'll give you more back. And that's what Mike Ashley has missed, I think, during this time as an owner. He's come out and said, "I'm your owner. I'm looking to make a difference with this team and with this club." And he went out drinking pints in the big market with like 1,000 fans, and he enjoyed himself. But it very quickly turned sour when people thought, "Well, hold on, you're drinking with us, but not putting a lot into the squad or into the team or into the infrastructure of our club."
Well, they still have ice baths and wheelie bins, don't they?
Yeah, yep.
I think
Right, mate.
For a second, I was just saying, Dennis Wise. Like, I think he was the first time everyone realised we've got problems here. Director of football kind of took out Kevin Keegan's role, just made Keegan basically like, he had no place there at the club, so he was pissed off. And I think getting to Kevin Keegan, I think that wound up everybody. Obviously, he was a love figure at the club at the time, and we all wanted Keegan to come back and like absolutely smash it. I think we was all excited when I was excited. I thought he's going to invest in the club. He's brought back Keegan, which is a fan favourite. He wants the best for us. But yeah, it was Dennis Wise. That was the very moment when he brought in that little shit, and he just couldn't win it back after that. He just couldn't win him back. I mean, what happened to Dennis? How long did he even last at Newcastle?
About a year.
I can't remember. Yeah. Do you remember? I can't remember.
It was about a year, wasn't it? After Keegan got sacked, it was about a year.
And then actually he brought his mate in as well, who he had gambling debts. I remember at the time he had gambling debts, and in order to pay off his debts, like he needed X amount of money, which ended up turning out to be this guy's yearly salary that he got well in advance. I can't remember when it was off the top of my head, but you know what I mean. What's his name? Ashley's mate flipping. But yeah, it was all crooked. Like just from the moment he came along, like business wasn't done the right way, and we soon realised that he had more love for Sports Direct and kind of promoting them and advertising them. When he put the Sports Direct boards up on St James's Park, absolutely disgusting. To try and rename the stadium to the Sports Direct Arena at St James's Park. And even the St James's Park was just a little thing that he threw in at the end, like, all right, they're pissed off, we'll throw in St James's. But he literally wanted to rename us the Sports Direct Arena. Could you imagine it? Fucking hell.
I remember when that happened, it was absolutely outroar.
Like, them signs. I've been waiting for them to come down for so long, like all the way through that takeover thing. I was just waiting. Please, the day those signs, because I know as soon as they come down, some cunt's going to be on Twitter posting pictures of them. The same as, you remember the day when the fences went up? There was all the barriers outside the stadium.
Yeah.
And Twitter went mental.
I like every time
Twitter went crazy. And someone was like, they've been there for months though. Like they've literally been there for months, and someone's posted a picture and it's all gone crazy. It's just that level of hope that fans have got. And it's just annoying to see because it never seems to go anywhere. We've had years of this shit, man. Years
like
of
every
this shit.
takeover saga, there's that picture with the Sports Direct signs in a skip keeps circulating. It's like years old now, and it goes around like every time.
I don't think I've seen that picture.
Oh, I think they were getting taken down for cleaning or something.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
After that's hilarious. But it's all these little things that people see and they think, right, that's it.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
That bottle of flipping champagne and the bottles of Mickey Brand could be absolutely nothing. He said on the post it was his birthday.
Yeah,
that was exactly what I was trying to work out the meaning behind the sliced bread.
Yeah.
10 and 80.
It's insane, man. They're thinking, what is bread? Like, what is the bread? Is that the bread that's going to be spent on the club? Like, what does he mean by it, Mumble? it was probably just his missus had baked him some bread and brought him some champagne for his birthday. But yeah, it was those lids. It was those lids sticking out thing. That's what done it. You know,
Well,
I hope it's a sign. But
you look on Sky Sports today. You had David Ginola on in the morning.
Oh, I saw that. I know what you're going to say.
He sat there and says, "Well, when I moved from Paris to Newcastle, and the guy that was on the desk, he sniggered. He sniggered. Why? Why is he got to snigger?" And even David went, "Why are you sniggering at me?" He might have done it in a joking way, but he must have thought, "Why are you sniggering? Why is that a joke?"
It's not professional, though, is it? No one's going to be unbiased.
Yeah, not professional in the slightest, man. I hope he gets in trouble for that, but he probably won't know. But yeah, they're just turning Newcastle into like a joke club. That's what the media does. Like most of the, I won't say all of them, but most of the journals they love to take the piss out of Newcastle and you know, all these pundits, the haters. Yeah. And I don't know why. Like why does the rest of the country hate Newcastle United? I remember probably 10 years ago, we was everyone's favourite second.
Because we spam them.
We don't stop.
We're on with everything. Like I said with Sean on another stream, I said something. It's because we're super sleuths. We get on every single information. You know, you look at Jack Chater straight away. Oh, Mike Ashley's plane is flying over the Pyrenees. You know, this player's flying to Newcastle. You know, it was wonderful because, you know, but they got a lot of crap for doing that. But at the same time, it was exciting. We enjoyed watching it on Twitter, didn't we?
We did.
Mate, I made a video about it. I literally made a video about it. I had the flight plans in there and everything. I was well excited. I was like, get in, man. This is it. It's on. Get the cans out of the fridge. But it never turns out that way.
I'll tell you what's another one as well as the VAR. There's been some horrific decisions lately, and as soon as Newcastle get one in their favour, the rules get changed. It's like, hold on. Like there's been like horrible rules, like there's been like horrible decisions like for like weeks now. Newcastle get a penalty, and then it's talking about changing.
Sorry, Ted, carry on.
It was a penalty even before the rule changed up. He stuck his arm right out there, man. He knew which direction the ball was going. Like, that was a penalty regardless. Like, the way Mourinho stormed off down that tunnel was, first of all, hilarious, but second, childish as fuck. Like, there was no need for that. But, yeah, it was hilarious, though. But Mourinho, he's another one, like, I see a lot of people want him at Newcastle United. I think I saw Kendall. Was it Kendall? I think she wrote something today. She'd like to see him finish Bobby Robson's legacy. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about Mourinho at Newcastle in the future?
I like him because of how he speaks about Bobby Robson and the fans. Like, you mentioned that he's like a mini magpie, didn't he? Because he was like Bobby Robson's understudy. I would like that. It would make a good story.
It would, yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. He's someone who was very much spoken out about Bobby Robson and said how much of a wonderful guy. He was with him till the end, and he learned the best of what he has. But then he's done well as a manager himself. He won the Champions League with Porto, which no one ever would have thought would have happened in that year. I was in a bar that night, and I thought, it's the Porto are not going to win this, and I was actually pleasantly surprised by the way his team played. But you can only take from what you've learned, but then you've still got to move your learning forward, and you can't stand still as a manager, because if you do, you can end up like Steve Bruce. So, you've always got to be learning. You've always got to be learning on that curve. Now it's you look at Martin O'Neill. He was a very good manager. I thought during his days as a manager, a very good manager. But at the same time, I think he didn't learn further to improve on his tactics and improve on his selections. You've always got to be doing these seminars. I think the FA do to improve on what you do as a manager and the tactics you pick out, because you've always got to stay fresh. Because you look at Liverpool against Villa. Liverpool were the exact same Liverpool. They weren't crap. They didn't go out there to lose the game, but at the same time they did, and they lost 7-2. You've always got to be fresh, because otherwise people will find you out.
Pardew's a massive example of that.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate, what are you saying?
Sean?
I'm just saying Pardew is a massive example of that. Pardew used to have a good half a season in him, and then he never changed it up or changed anything. And he got found out, and then just went to crap.
Yeah, so that's exactly it. Say again, Ted?
I think Houghton's one of the best managers that we've had over the years. Since kind of like the Keegan era, Bobby Robson era. Should never have sacked Chris Houghton. Should never have sacked. I'm still pissed off till this day about it. I'm bitter about it. And I don't know what the reasoning was behind it, man. Like why?
He didn't have a bad season, though, did he?
I don't get it.
No, he didn't.
It made no sense.
And they just got rid of him.
He had a great season. And then they got rid of him. And then who did they replace him with? I can't remember who came.
It was not Pardew straight after.
Pardew.
Was it Pardew straight after? Yeah.
Yeah, because there was loads of grief about Pardew bringing him in, because obviously he got rid of Houghton. Then Pardew had a good half a season. Then everyone jumped on the Pardew bandwagon, and then after the second half of the season, he just went to crap.
Yeah. That's how it goes.
I think
that's how it always goes at Newcastle. We get, as fans sometimes we get made to look like idiots, because even with like Steve Bruce, will scream like Bruce out, and then flipping, he'll go and like get a set of results and just make us look like idiots. But then he'll probably go and get us relegated anyway by the end of the season. I mean, it's nearly the end of the transfer window. We've got probably like an hour left of it, and we've done nothing. We've added one player to the under 23s who he might be all right. He might be, but history-wise for Newcastle, when they go in the under 23s, a lot of the time they don't really make it back out again. They just end up in the squad, just earning a few quid for nothing, which is not what you want for players. It's sad to see like players come along with all this ambition and all this life in them, and then just leave the club drained, useless.
Rolando Aarons is a big one of them.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think a lot of them.
I think Rolando Aarons would be a big name.
You think he'll be a big name? Yeah.
No, like I thought, like when he first made it come on the scene, I thought he had bags of talent, and he just went and out.
But we've had many of them, haven't we, Sean?
Loads.
We've looked at, Adam Armstrong, Dan Barlaser. There's been many names that have come through, and then they've just been discarded. You say Rolando Aarons, he had one bad injury that kept him out for, I think it was a year and a half in the end, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And he'd never come back the same player. But if he hadn't had that injury, maybe he could have kicked on. But we will never know, because it's you've had a bad injury. There you go. There's the door. We'll move you on to somewhere else. And it needs to change. We need to nurture the Geordie youth. Let's not forget. We've got the Veliga. What's his name from Deportivo somewhere? Veliga.
Is that the kid who just signed?
Yeah,
Rodrigo Sumek.
Yeah, that's the one.
I saw it today.
We're filling up our youth with. I think someone else said earlier on Sky, and I did actually agree. You know, Premier League clubs fill up their quota of youth with foreigners, and then we all moan about our England teams to say, well, why haven't we got more Englishmen coming through? Well, that's probably why. You know, it took what was it? Phillips from Leeds. He's been given a slot. No, he's never had when he was picked. He never actually had a minute of Premier League football. So he's obviously been watched during that time, and that says it all. You know, a team comes in the Premier League and says, "Well, we'll give you a minute of England time," and I don't know how you guys think.
Yeah, that's wise to follow.
I think, like, Newcastle wise, like, yeah, with tendency to do that one. Like, it's sad to see because British football or English football, it's just shit these days. It's so shit to watch. But as a Newcastle perspective, like, who have we had come through over the years? Andy Carroll, you know, he came through. He was decent for a little bit. I think sold him to Liverpool, and that was the end of him pretty much. I think Andy Carroll's one of those players where he can only play for the town where he's from. Otherwise, he's shite. He's got to have that love for the team. But because, you know, he got sacked off to Liverpool, I think he lost some of that love for Newcastle. So, yeah, even on his return, like, he's not got it. And then we've got the long staffs. They've come through. But other than that, there's not really a lot. And in my opinion, Sean and Mighty Longstaff, we love them because they're Geordies, but not that great, in my opinion. You know, they're all right, good squad players, but, you know, we can't rely on them. When Sean comes back, we can't be relying on the Longstaffs long term. That's my opinion. And, you know, looking at our academy, the money that's gone into it, you've seen some of the pictures that have come out recently from there and the medical bay. Just, we're spending money in the places that need to be spent. You know, it's all getting siphoned away to Mike Ashley through that MASH, is it MASH Holdings, MASH Limited, whatever it's called, upon millions. You know, I can't remember what the figure was. It was like 304 million just missing from the club over the last few years. Like, where is it gone? Why is that money not getting reinvested back into our academy? As fans, we all know where the money should go. So why doesn't the owner? Why is Steve Bruce, you know, not in that office kicking off? I don't get it. Like, what are they doing?
Well, we all know where it's gone. Yeah, we all know where that money's gone. It's either into Mike Ashley's pocket or it's gone into Sports Direct and his empire. That's the only place it could have gone. You know, but we can look at, you know, Mike Ashley is a businessman. As much as we hate to say it and we hate to think it, he is a businessman. And, you know, even if you, Ted, you, Sean, would own Newcastle, you know, you wouldn't want to be going in there losing money every week, you know. But at the same time, there's a point where you are taking the piss, you know. He went out and bought every single transfer deadline or transfer window. He bought a company, and that's when you think you're taking the piss from here, you know. So you've got to see it that way, honestly. No.
Surprised he hasn't got rid of Maxi this transfer window before he hopefully jumps ship. And that's the reason he hasn't sold the club, do you know what I mean? Because he's making a ton of money from it. And I think the only reason he's actually genuinely trying to sell this time is because COVID's making him lose. He'd be losing loads of money. No fans in the stadium. He'd be losing loads of gate money. He'd be losing money on it for the first time in God knows how long.
Well, the only company he's losing money on is what you call it, House of Fraser.
Newcastle, he said he wasn't going to take a wage, like he was not going to take no money. But that's blatantly not true, is it? Blatantly not true. He's cleverly siphoned it away. But as you said a moment ago, like there's a point when it's just taking the piss, and he's reached that quite some time ago. I think a lot of what he's doing now, I think he has realised like I've got to get out of here because they're going to lynch me soon, which it will end up that way. There's people in the comments on some of my videos talking about having a whip round and fucking getting him done over. Like it's got that serious, like you know. Yeah, literally. It's got to a point. I'm considering chipping some money in as well. Like I'll donate some money towards that. It's the only way to get rid of him. The see a lot of people recently like in the comments, they seem to have got a love for Mike Ashley recently. Like, people, he's invested 35 million into the club. Like, he's a good man. Like, he's not, is he though? Is he?
No.
You know, that investment is nothing compared to what he's made from the club. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
But at the same time, we can look at it and say we weren't expecting anything, were we? Because off the back of the takeover, he had already said he had washed his hands of Newcastle United. So we can look at this transfer window as being a positive slightly. I mean, all right, we've only spent 35 million. But if anyone can say we were expecting to spend that 35 million, the Saints, because they're not. And you can't just say we've only spent 35 million. He'd already said, or someone already said in the media, maybe he'd washed his hands. He'd gone to Miami. He was sunning it. He had his belly out and bra on. Yeah. So 35 million for what we spent on. We've got Wilson. We've got who's his name on the left back.
Jamal Lewis.
And then we've got Fraser, who was caught to being a 20 million pound player himself. So we got him for free. And then you got Hendrick, who was worth, I think someone said, 12 and a half a couple of years back, maybe. So we have actually done pretty well for the free signings we've done. But we can't say it's a bad thing, but we can't say it's a good thing either. And that's the problem we have as Newcastle fans. There's no communication. There's no, we've done the best we can this year, lads. Let's move forward.
It goes back to the point that you made before, though, that Ashley's a businessman. 35 million is not a lot in the grand scheme of things of trying to steal, keeping them in the league. Like he loses more than the 30 million valuation for the club if we go down. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He's just a businessman. He's just trying to spend as little as he can to try and keep winning the Premier League. So obviously, until this takeover eventually gets
an extension from what I've just said. That is literally the extension. You can't say Newcastle have not spent anything, but we've gotten probably £60 million worth of players for near enough 20. Yeah, and it is good business, and I think what we've got in is improved our team manyfold, honestly. But you've got to see it in a different light. I mean, we jump on the not spending money. I mean, you look at Man U, we want to spend more money. Their back four is probably worth more than our whole squad, which is what you've got to look to. And, you can't spend poorly, which is what Man U have done. And we can see that. And it's not just spend poorly. They've got a bad, well, not a bad coach, but he can't handle the players that have gone in there. So you've got to look at it both sides.
That could be due to COVID, though. Like, obviously, everyone's scrimming. They broke Cavani on a free. I think they probably need defenders more than anything else.
Yeah.
They've got players that can score goals, but Maguire's shocking, in my opinion.
This weekend's been great, man. Like, absolutely. Like, what do you reckon? Someone. Did you watch Villa Liverpool yesterday? Like, watching Liverpool get stuff was amazing, man.
I'm not saying anymore.
I'm good because I tried to get a Liverpool fan on for the stream. That would have been awesome. I think they would probably rage quit halfway through. Like,
They
I don't
lost
think
me
they'd been able
money.
to sustain it. What was that, mate?
They lost me money.
They're not been on that.
Oh, I did that. Yeah, we're a bit on.
I'm going to sit in the corner with a dunce's hat on my head.
The worst part about that, I don't think Liverpool would have been good odds either.
Mm-hmm.
They probably wouldn't have added that much to your bet.
Dunce hats all over the place.
Well, put it this way, I lost
Well, yeah,
120 quid on it.
But what else was I going to say? There's another question I had for you, and it's complete. Oh yeah, this was it. This is it. I've been asking people on live streams, and it never gets answered. Who do you think Money Mike Ashley is? You know the Twitter. Who do you think it is? Because I don't believe for a minute it's actually Mike Ashley. I just don't.
No,
I can't believe it.
I don't think he'd have the time.
No, not. He wouldn't have the time. But is it somebody connected to him? Do you think? Like, you think he's got somebody writing stuff, or?
No, I think it's just someone taking the piss.
Because what is wrote is very vague. Like, and he's put, "Was it back on or it's on? It's something," and then the next day something.
It's not over.
Went mad.
If you want to be truthful,
yeah, that's.
If you want to be truthful, I found out who it was 2 days ago.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it is, and I'm not gonna reveal because that's up to that person. But I did find out 2 days ago. Yeah, I did dig down into.
Is it exciting though?
It's probably maybe more someone pissing about. That's more of it, really. It's nothing. Should be taken in half. But unfortunately, he does get things right. Unfortunately.
But like the stuff, like you were just saying there, Ted, like this.
Like this fans, I love you, Mike. I love you, Mike Ashley. I want you to stay now. Like I don't know what happened. Like the fans switched completely, all because of that flipping account. You know, but it has been a good laugh though. It has been a good laugh. But,
it's been good.
Yeah, I was just thinking there's no way it's.
Yeah, it's definitely. It's definitely.
Think it was.
Huh?
Do you know what I thought it was? I thought it was someone like Steve Wraith. That's who I thought it was.
Well, I can tell you now, it ain't.
No.
What you be dumb all this time?
Steve, but I did think it might have been Steve.
Oh!
Spoiler alert.
Don't bring it on me.
What's that? I missed that.
Yeah, don't bring it on me. It's not me. I can tell you that.
It's not you, no. I bet it is. I bet it is.
Spoiler alert.
No, it ain't me. But yeah,
Steve
I mean, you look at Mike Ashley now. Unfortunately, we, as a unit, as fans, we're never going to like Mike Ashley. We want him out, and he wants out. But at the same time, I think now is the time he's thought, well, I want out. So we've kind of got the common goal together. And that is, I mean, I said to Sean the other week, we've become a unit during this. And we've come together as a fan base. It's been brilliant. I mean, we've all got involved in each other.
They just wish he could have been a bit more hands-on with the fans before, and like he did have a chance to win the fans over. Like, he could have been a great owner of Newcastle United, but just didn't go that way. Didn't go that way.
What did you think of Ashley's statement when it was released?
Which one?
Game when he had
so
I'm sure that was the
so it was the
first game of the season, and he was in.
What's that? Sorry,
he's going to be at every game.
Oh no, I mean like the one where he like basically declared legal action.
I think it's a threat to start. Yeah, I think it's a threat to start. But
it was just weird though, because it was the same. It was like 15 minutes after Chion Wura was in Parliament discussing a petition. It was just I was so fired up that night. It was awesome.
I don't know what Ted thinks. You know.
What about that? What the night when it got announced about the legal action? You mean?
Yeah.
What did I think? First of all, like, was it his birthday? Was it something like that? Saying we were on the list when he. And like,
that's what I thought.
Now I look at it, and I just think he was dying to say something to the fans. And I think even now, everything that comes out is like people are just chomping at the bit to tell the fans something, but just can't. So yeah, I think with that statement, I think he was steaming, man, and he's just thought, fuck it, let's fucking get on this. Let's make this statement. What I do think about that statement, though, is if he was bullshitting, Premier League would have had him in court over it because he'd made an official statement, which is, for me, as much as he was steaming, that backed it up. The fact that he didn't get sued for making that statement.
Yeah, the Premier League just went quiet about, didn't they?
Honest. But
it's quite a big tell, actually, now you mention it.
What his reply was, they tried to say, like, Mike's a liar, blah, blah, blah. But there was no threat of legal action or nothing like that, where if I was the Premier League and Mike Ashley had come on and made this big statement the day before, I'd be saying, right, I'm taking you to court over that. I'm suing, especially with the Premier League skint. They need all the money they can get at the minute. So, I think there's definitely some truth behind it, man. And this guy, like, what's the name?
That's the reason.
DeMarco.
DeMarco.
Like, as you said before, he is the man. Like, he is the man. So, what do I think of it? I think, personally, at some point in the future it will go ahead, but I think it could take months still.
Yeah.
You know, I think it can still take a while. That's my opinion. But I don't like to talk on it. I don't like to give my opinion so much on whether I think it, because it tends to, like, people hear it and then it sticks, and I don't want to be that guy that gives everyone false hope. So as much as I do think it will still go ahead, like, I don't want everyone to get the hopes up too high, you know, and then end up sad. Yeah, it caused a lot of depression, like, during lockdown. A lot of people, the day the announcement came up when they says, it's off, the Saudis have walked away. Like, there was a lot of people that day that were just so depressed, man. You know, myself included. But I think by that point, I'd kind of come to expect it was going to happen. Yeah. But it was a sad day. And then the next day, it was like, it's back on again. It was just such a roller coaster. Such a roller coaster. And I think when it does finally go through, if it goes through, the whole thing will be worth it, because the end result is getting rid of Mike Ashley. You know, as you said before about, is it the money or is it getting rid of Mike? I think getting rid of Mike Ashley, I think that's the ultimate goal. I think that's it. It's not about this big investment coming in, winning the league straight away. As much as it would be nice, we just need rid of Mike Ashley, you know, because otherwise we're going to go down, like, as a club.
It'll be weird, like, after 13 years of him being the villain, if he manages to, like, get this over the line with legal action, like, it'll be weird feeling like I'm actually, it's almost like becoming the hero at the end of this, like, massive 13-year nightmare.
That's what could happen.
Mad, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what could happen.
I get Ashka on Newcastle talk.
Yo, how do I put into the feed.
Good luck to you. I'd watch that all day long. But at the same time, you've got to look at the fact, this has come so close. You've got so much money riding on this, and it's money that like you said, then Sean, it's money that the Premier League can ill afford, because they've dropped so much. During COVID, they've dropped. They lost the Chinese deal with the what you call it, the streaming, and they've also getting them back. But I think they can afford to be.
I don't think they certainly can't afford the legal action that's coming their way.
They can't. No.
It's funny because, like, when I just back on that statement, when I first heard that Ashley made a statement, I thought it'll just be some like political statement that's very vague, basically like what the Premier League's been putting out. And then I read, and I thought, oh, he's not holding any punches. Yeah, he is going for this. He basically went all in there. And then obviously, like what Ted says about, like, I didn't really think of that when they says like the Premier League didn't really say much. They said, "Oh, we are disappointed that like Newcastle feel this way."
Yeah.
Like if someone's that's slander. If it's false, you can take them to court. You've got every right to take them to court. But nothing.
Sorry.
Just kept quiet. So yeah, I say 100% know that Mike Ashley was telling the truth. But it's a weird one. Like, what do you think happened though? Do you think that the original takeover request, do you think that was denied, or do you think they might have come back and made a second attempt and then that one was denied? Like it's hard to figure out, because as much as he would have got sued for saying it, there is still some kind of inconsistencies between the two stories. Like, it just doesn't make sense. There's a part of the story that we're missing as fans. There's a big part of the story that we're missing. And that could be vital to whether or not the takeover goes through. So it's very hard for us to speculate.
I almost feel like it almost seems, from what I've seen of it, it's almost like the Premier League of like almost like hinted or nudged towards certain avenues. So like with Ashley, because Ashley, I can't say Ashley just released that statement over nothing. Like even like just like verbally like saying like, oh, we're probably going to decline it, or like hinting towards that, but not enough, so they can't back out or they can't like retreat from that position. So they might have like verbally said like, oh, like it's been declined, so it's not on record. He kicks off, they can discredit him, say we didn't say nothing of the sort, so they can check out what the fallout's going to be of a certain decision. It's like, oh, we're not going to do that. We'll go back to our position, looking for another way. You know what I mean? I can't just say that statement coming over nothing, like it's mental.
Yeah.
Something's being said.
I totally agree.
Speaking of
I said to both of you at the start, even if he was pissed on his birthday and went out and went, this is what I want you to say, get it out there. But you can't do that and then wake up and go, shit, I've got to then follow it up, because otherwise that makes him look like a mug. So that's why he's getting the top people in to say I'm not a mug. But even if he doesn't get the Blackstone Chambers doesn't get the takeover through, then it'll be compensation at the end of it all. That's all I can say.
And we'll say not a penny of it.
If it don't go through, we'll get lynched. You'll get lynched. That's what'll happen.
Yeah.
It's the only way to get him out of there. But yeah, I've got a quick question from Liam NUFC. He's put, Mike Ashley was in Paris last week to meet that Singapore group that Michael Chopper is in. In fact, no, hold on. Yeah, it's not the question, it was a statement. But say Mike Ashley was meeting up with the Singapore people last week. I did read that as well, actually, that he'd met up with them again. Like, do you believe they did meet them, or do you think it's just more paper talk?
Nah. It's that Benova group, isn't it?
Yeah.
The only person that probably met was Barnes. The only person that were met with the group, if they were real, and obviously we know the name because they've doctored everything. But the only person, if it was real, would be Justin Barnes. Would be the only person that would be sent out there, a trusted person by Mike Ashley to go out there and to sort out details. That's the only way I see it.
Yeah.
But no, I don't believe any of this Telegraph Nova. I mean, you've had Michael Chopra come out. I mean, he's a clown anyway. So, you know, it is whatever you guys think.
No, I agree. I think everything since the Saudis has just been smokescreen or distraction.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think Ashley would go out personally either.
Sorry, say again.
As if you're going to try and... I was going to say, them Photoshops, as if you're going to try and be like a reputable business and you're going to Photoshop yourself in with flipping Barack Obama and the Queen, like, into your actual publicity shots. Like, the whole thing, that was just a joke from the start, man. You know, I wouldn't even be surprised if Mike Ashley had just made up this character and just decided to put in a rival bid, like a fake rival bid from somewhere, just to try and get the Saudis one ticking over. I don't know. It does seem suspicious in that sense, especially with the Chopra link as well. I can fully, like, Michael Chopra is in need of a few quid, isn't it? You know, so I can see Mike saying, you fancy earning a few quid here? Put together this fake consortium, get this fake bidding, and see if we can either A, rush through the Saudis, you know, or try and get more money out of them. You know, so yeah, I think that's more what that lot boiled down to. I think that's what it was. I don't even think it was because it's bad publicity for that consortium in the first place because they just got laughed at. They just got laughed at instantly.
Publicity,
So,
they own it.
I'm not sure.
Whatever like services they offer, you're getting like millions of Geordies talking about it. Regardless, I get a couple of bid and say, there's a consortium called Fan Feuds, Number 9 Talk and Blunt Head Talks consortium are putting a bid in for Newcastle. We'll have like 50,000 subscribers by the end of the week.
Well, just to let you know, I'm putting a 200 million bid in. Yeah, for Newcastle United, I'm gonna buy Ronaldo and Messi, just on the back of that. So put it out there.
That's serious, that one. We want Messi. We don't want him. Like, it's just imagine putting Messi into fucking Newcastle United. Like, it's just been ridiculous. Like, just I don't know. There was no brains behind that one whatsoever. But it did give us a bit of a laugh for a few days though.
He has got a patch on Maxi anyway.
Little bit. Oh, it was hilarious, man. Fucking everything that happens with Newcastle United, it always fucking turns into a laugh at the end. Like, that's all we can do as fans is just laugh. Like, that's all we can do. Because if we get too stressed out about it, we'll end up flipping topping ourselves. You know, so best thing we can do is just laugh at some of the shit that goes on, man. But anyway, I'm gonna cut this stream off here. We've been on for about an hour and 20 minutes. But yeah, if you guys are up for it, then we'll do this a little bit more regular. This one's been very like unorganized because it was just planned like basically an hour before it happened or something. Yeah. But yeah, next time I'll work out the software properly so I can actually add people into the stream properly. And yeah, we'll go in there with a plan. So yeah, if you guys are up for it, then yeah, we'll do that again sometime.
No, I'm game, mate.
Always.
I want to try and make it a weekly thing, this stream. To be honest, like, it's quite good going into something like unorganized and not having a clue. You know, you kind of get more of an honest opinion when it's not planned. You know, if you plan out a show or something, you kind of know what you're going to say. But yeah, anything can be said in these streams when it's not planned on.
Yeah.
So, yeah, one thing I will say, Steve Bruce has commented. I don't know if you spotted it. Steve Bruce has put great stream. Right, cheers, Bruce. Obviously, I don't think it's the Steve Bruce, but yeah, anybody that is watching that is on this stream, you go into like the little bit underneath and click on the links for Fan Feuds and Number 9 Talk, and go subscribe on those channels. I gave Fan Feuds a chance to sell his channel. I don't know if you want to say about your channel there, Dom.
I can do it. It's just a channel like. It's almost like where it's just an opportunity for fans from different clubs to come together during match days. So they can have a bit of crack on, a bit of banter, and just a laugh while they watch the match. I really wish I'd got the Liverpool game, but I didn't. But I suppose I'm guessing the Liverpool fan would have probably left halfway through anyway. Just have a little bit of a jab with all his teams. There's nothing sinister. It's just a bit of banter between fans.
Yeah, I fully support Sean's view. Yeah, I fully support Sean's Fan Feuds. I think they've been brilliant. It's getting fans together, and for people who are maybe in on their own, being in lockdown, it's a great thing to be on. To connect with other people and to talk football. Whereas mine, I've had guests on. My channel, it's Number 9 Talk. If you need to find it's #talk, #9Talk. So if you want to find it, it's there. But I fully commit myself to these two fellas' channels. I think they've been brilliant, and they've been brilliant with me. So please subscribe to Fan Feuds and Blunted Talks.
Doesn't it?
And we'll all just have a blast. We're all Newcastle fans together.
Yeah, there's also the Facebook page, Newcastle Fans United, where you can keep up to date with what all three of us are doing.
I forgot about that group, so yeah, everyone get on that.
I keep inviting people to it now and again.
I'll put a link in the description to that as well.
You get it right.
Right, I'm going to cut it off there then.
Thank
you very much for coming on. Right, bro.
It's been a pleasure. All right, catch you in a bit.
Catch you later, man. In a bit.